All right, check this out. We literally have a QAnon conspiracy theorist in the Oval Office, and I can demonstrate that showing you some of his recent tweets because Trump kind of took the bait. I'm sure you guys have all seen the videos over the past few weeks of constituents yelling at Republican representatives, or not even yelling, asking very valid, fair questions about Doge, and then when the representatives can't give a good answer, then they begin to boo and begin to yell and begin to say, hey, you are ceding your power as our representative. You are ceding the power of the purse and giving it to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And some voters of these town halls are Republicans. A lot of them are Democrats, but either way, these are people who are unhappy and the representatives never have satisfying answers. So I want to show you what Donald Trump said in response, and I want to paint a broader story of how we can push back at a time when things are pretty grim. So I'm sure you guys saw this. On Saturday, Senator Roger Marshall got booed out of his own town hall in Kansas, a town hall meeting hosted by Senator Roger Marshall in rural Northwest Kansas. I'm not going to say it's a Democratic stronghold in rural Northwest Kansas, but at the same time, I'm sure there were a mix of voters in this town hall. Included questions and answers, shouting, applause, boos, and Senator Marshall leaving the event early. And before we go to Trump's response, let me just play a quick clip of a veteran talking about Trump at this town hall.
What the government is doing right now as far as cutting out those jobs, a huge percentage of those people, and I know you care about the veterans, are veterans.
Yes.
And that is a damn shame.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a damn shame.
I'm not a Democrat, but I'm worried about the veterans, man.
Well, I yielded to one of my elders, and I appreciate his comments. I think it's a great. I'm not going to, we don't have time for everyone to stand up. I do got 2 more commitments today. Appreciate everybody making the drive out, and God bless America. Thank you. Oh, wait. You're not We're going to take pictures with you, buddy, right?
We're going to vote you out. This dude got booed out of his own town hall. How unpopular do you have to be with your own constituents? And I've explained this in other videos, but here's why people are so angry. Well, there are a lot of reasons, including Elon Musk and other tech teens doing a rapid takeover and gaining access to all of our personal data. They are slashing very, very crucial committees. But part of the reason why people are mad, and they've said this, people have articulated this, is because when you vote for a representative to represent you in Washington, D.C., they're voting on your behalf to allocate funds and to make sure they are making deals for their district, their district that they ran in. Now, when Trump and Elon Musk unilaterally make decisions on what funds to cut, what funds to expand, all through the executive branch, they are taking power away from Congress. And when you're taking power away from representatives, you're therefore taking power away from the constituents. So people have every single right to be mad. And I like how the dude was like, veterans.
Democrat.
For Donald Trump. And then someone after that says, I'm not a Democrat, but I'm worried about the veterans. Listen to this.
I'm not a Democrat, but I'm worried about the veterans, man.
A lot of people are worried about the veterans. Veterans have been getting fired, have been getting laid off. It's been brutal. And here are more boos at a town hall last week.
A lot of you would probably say those January 6s who are yelling just as loud as you.
It's laughable. This dude, I've never seen a politician with so little tact. He's sitting in a room, and when everyone's booing him for using political talking points about Biden, this Republican lawmaker decides to talk about the January 6ers. He's like, I hear all of you loud and clear. You know who else booed or whatever? The January 6ers. What a disgusting way to try to make an appeal to your constituents. But this brings us on to Donald Trump's response, which is just mind-blowing. We have a QAnon president sitting in the Oval Office who latches on to pro-Russia conspiracy theories. This dude will see a conspiracy theory on Truth Social and then spread it even further. It's like this self-fulfilling prophecy almost, or it's like it's circular propaganda, you can call it, where Donald Trump will come up with something. He'll make something up where some meme account on Twitter will make up a piece of information. Then a news account like the New York Post or quote unquote news account will pick that up and boost it even further. Then Trump sees the New York Post and he tweets it on Truth Social, and then Fox News and CNN and all of these places cover Trump's tweet without properly debunking it. And then what do you know? This random rumor that was spreading around Twitter from a no-name account is now being repeated by the President of the United States. It's not supposed to be like that. There are supposed to be mechanisms that stop the president from randomly tweeting out conspiracy theories. But Donald Trump said this morning, paid troublemakers are attending Republican town hall meetings. It is all part of the game for the Democrats. But just like our big landslide election, it's not going to work for them. Okay, where do I even begin? First of all, it wasn't a landslide election. You won the popular vote by a very, very thin margin. You won even the Electoral College by a pretty thin margin in a few states. But also, the idea that these are paid troublemakers, do I even have to debunk that? We all know that that's false. There is no evidence. Even Republican representatives have admitted that these were their own constituents. But what I do want to talk about here is how good Republicans are at creating their own reality entirely. So whenever Republicans take a loss, think about 2020, for example, rather than admitting defeat and saying, hey, we took a loss, maybe we do a post-mortem and see where to move from here, they just never admitted defeat. They never even admitted that Trump lost. They're doing the same thing here. Rather than admitting that, hey, maybe people are unhappy with Doge or unhappy with the speed at which Elon Musk is cutting through our government, because here's the thing. Everybody does want more government efficiency, but you got to do it through legal, proper channels, and you got to have some sort of external oversight. You can't be doing it behind closed doors. So the fact that Donald Trump's strategy here was just to altogether deny that anybody is unhappy with Doge is very Trumpian of him. Even Speaker of the House Mike Johnson was asked about this on CNN, and the Speaker of the House is repeating baseless conspiracy theories about paid protesters. This is why it's so scary, because it's like a top-down QAnon chain of command. The President of the United States spread some sort of QAnon conspiracy theory that he saw on the New York Post or whatever the hell, as I said earlier, and then everybody else has to follow suit. So then J.D. Vance has to start saying that stuff, even if J.D. Vance doesn't fully believe it. Then Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has to start saying this stuff, even if Mike Johnson knows better. Watch this clip.
Just asking, because as you know, your home state of Louisiana, about 80% of the Medicaid spending there is covered by the federal government. We've seen it in a lot of red states, of course, across the United States. It's not just a blue state issue. As you have seen through this, and we've seen the blowback that some Republicans in your caucus that are getting when they go back home to their districts, worried about these cuts or worried about what Doge is doing. Do you have concerns that that's anything that Democrats will be able to use to run against those Republicans?
No, because no, I don't. Because the videos you saw of the town halls were for paid protesters in many of those places. These are Democrats who went to the events early and filled up the seats. If the videos had panned,
you can't argue they were all
building,
paid protesters, though, Mr. Speaker.
Many of them were.
A Republican acknowledged they were his constituents.
One Republican acknowledged they were his constituents. That's fantastic. Okay, but they had Democrats come and fill the seats early. All right, this is an old playbook that they pulled out and.
I'm not gonna lie, Speaker Johnson just got crushed by Caitlin Collins. When she says, hey, even Republican representatives admitted these were their own constituents and not paid protesters, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson does not have a satisfying rebuttal whatsoever. I wanna end this off with a video of J.D. Vance that's been going quite viral. MSNBC played a montage of J.D. Vance saying all the things that he said about Trump. He never liked Trump. Trump is a total fraud. And I find this to be an incredibly fascinating, also incredibly disturbing transition in character. Listen to what J.D. Vance was saying in 2016.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
It makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
No, I cannot stand Trump because I think he's a fraud. Well, I think he's a total fraud that is exploiting these people, who is a total fraud.
Like you said, I agree with you on Trump because I don't think that he's the person. I don't think he actually cares about folks.
There is definitely an element of Donald Trump's support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia. I think there's a chance, if I feel like Trump has a really good chance of winning, that I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think
that is wild. I find it honestly kind of fascinating and disturbing at the same time that somebody can go through such a transition in 8 years. Not a transition, he's obviously grabbing power, but this dude said he might even vote for Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Now he's the one who's stirring shit up in the Oval Office. It just goes to show, people can see through Trump and then get wrapped up in the cult. We just need to keep doing our job of pushing information, pushing true facts on a daily basis, while Donald Trump, our president, is out there spreading QAnon conspiracy theories. I'll leave it at that. Drop a like, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.